Houdini, my brother-in-law, invited me to go with him and his wife to Newport to give a show, for an evening. So he took some of his assistants, and he took myself, who was his sister-in-law, Marie Hinson, along with his wife, Bess. And we arrived there, and we got a room in the mansion of the Belmonts. But we did not see Mr. Belmont. He was drunk. I won't say that, though. We met
he was drunk.
Miss Belmont, as we were introduced, and then they put up the tent, a gold tent on the lawn, for 100 guests. And then Houdini came out and in his bathing suit, and they walked to the breakers, of the mansion, of the estate, and they had a big packing box, and Houdini went in there, and we didn't go, but all the guests did. We had rooms upstairs, Bessie and I, of the mansion, and we watched all the people go, before maybe a half hour, they came back. Houdini went in the box. He was manacled, and what do you call these? Handcuffs on his feet and all over. And in a few minutes, he was out of the box swimming. All freed from all the manacles. And then he came up on the beach, and they applauded, and he came back, and we watched them come back, and then they prepared the tent for the other act that he was going to give an hour later. He did magic.
He did a magic show.
And in the meantime, my sister said, take this briefcase down to the boys. They need it. So I went down, and I gave it to the boys, and they said, for what? It was just a hoax of hers. She wanted me to get down there. So to get back, I lost my way. And I looked, and I saw all mirrors, a big room, all mirrors. I saw myself, and I felt, terrible. So a man came and tapped me on the. He said, "You lost?" I said, "Yes, I want to go upstairs and listen to you." Oh, he said, "I'll show you." So he says, "Right through there." So then he left me though, and I went through, and I passed the kitchen, and the strawberries, almost a fist big. I saw it stand, piled up like that. And the food was out of this world. So I found my way upstairs, and about an hour later, someone was at the door, and the waiter came, the silver service, and he had stacks of sandwiches, without the crust. Every kind of sandwich you could think of, and tea and chocolate or coffee, whatever we wanted. And so then Houdini came up, and he took a whole stack of them, and ate it. He was so hungry, he was starved. Because he wasn't invited to the dinner, what they had, or the lunch. So we had a good time. We finished all that stuff, and we had layer cake, and then they brought some of those strawberries up to us, too. So we had a good time. We stayed there all that day, and then we stayed overnight. And I slept in a beautiful bed with my sister, and Houdini slept in another room. And then we got up very early to take the boat back. So on the way back, we landed. We landed there. And then Bessie says, we're going to have breakfast before we go on land, on the boat. We'll have breakfast. Oh, they got clams. And that's all we heard. Houdini and I heard the word clam, and we both had to go to the rail. We were so sick.
Didn't he tell how he was going to rescue you too?
Oh yeah, that was the night before when we went.
On the boat.
I was on the boat, and the water was hitting the thing, and I said, "Oh my God, what a storm!" He said, "Yes, they said we're going to have a storm." So we had adjourning rooms, him and I, and Bessie, and I went out of my room. I said, "Harry, if I can't swim, now we should go under. Could you save me too?" So he took me on his back. I only weighed 115 pounds that time, and she didn't even weigh 100. So he showed us how he would do it, So then I felt better for the night. That's what happened.